Shut up. The moon came up ugly tonight, like a bruise on a black eye. I've been sitting on this porch since Tuesday. It's Friday now, or maybe Saturday. The whiskey killed my calendar. My dog left 3 days ago. Smart dog, probably in Mexico by now, sipping tequila with a senorita. Good for him. Me? I'm still here, still breathing, still wondering why. Country crazy ain't a diagnosis. It's a lifestyle spent on bad foundations. My truck's broke, my heart's worse. The preacher said God helps. Well, that must be a verse, 'cause I ain't seen him round here since the flood of '93. Just me, the rats, and a half-dead pecan tree. Went to the doctor last week, said, "Doc, I got voices." He said, "That's normal." I said, "They're singing Hank Williams backwards." He wrote me a prescription, I threw it in the creek. The pharmacist called, said, "You didn't pick up your pills." I said, "I don't need pills, I need a new roof and a woman who stays." He hung up. That's okay, I wasn't gonna take them anyway. Pills make the voices quiet, and them voices, they're the only ones showing up to my birthday. My brother called from prison, said, "You still crazy?" I said, "Still crazy, still free. 2 out of 3 ain't bad." He laughed, sounded like a coyote with a cold. "Remember the shed?" he asked. I remembered. We don't talk about the shed. Country crazy ain't a diagnosis. It's a lifestyle spent on bad foundations. My well's dry, my dog's gone, the devil came knocking. I told him, move along. He said, "Brother, I live here now. Been here since '99. I said, "Well, pay your rent or get out. This crazy house is mine." Last night I saw a coyote standing on 2 legs wearing my dead daddy's hat. I tipped my own hat. He tipped his back. Then he said, "You ain't as crazy as you think." I said, "That's what scares me." He smiled, walked into the woods. I ain't been in them woods since '87, and I ain't starting now. Country crazy. Country crazy. Ow. Country crazy. Ow. Country crazy. Ow. No heroes out here. Walk through the desert with a bottle in my hand. Burn man, antenna, whiskey and dust. Gas station, took my face last June. I tried to cut the antenna off twice. Past the saloon, looked inside. I left the whiskey on the bar. Joke number one, the hangman. A man walks into a saloon in Arizona, orders whiskey, bartender pours, man drinks, doesn't blink. Bartender says, "You look like you've seen a ghost." Man says, "Worse, I saw the hangman this morning, asked me if I had any last requests." Bartender raises an eyebrow. "What'd you say?" Man grins. "I asked if he could tie the knot a little tighter, my neck gets cold." Bartender stares. Man says, "He didn't laugh either." Then the man pulls out a wanted poster, his own face, reward, dead only. Bartender says, "You're already dead?" Man says, "Nah, just unemployable." Then he walks out, leaves the whiskey, didn't pay. Joke number two, the preacher's horse. A preacher dies, goes to heaven, St. Peter meets him at the gate. "You led a good life," says Peter. "Any requests before you come in?" Preacher thinks, "I miss my horse, best horse in Texas. Can he come up?" Peter frowns. "Horses don't usually." "All right, one time." Horse arrives, gallops through the pearly gates. Preacher gets on, rides off into the clouds, down in hell. A cowboy watches, turns to the devil. "I thought heaven was supposed to be boring." Devil shrugs. "That preacher? He ain't in heaven. That's just the other place, his delivery service." Cowboy blinks. "So where's he going?" Devil smiles. "Third circle horse threw a shoe last Tuesday, didn't pick it up. That's littering down here." Cowboy pauses. "That's the dumbest thing I ever heard." Devil says, "Yeah, that's why you're here." Joke. Number three, the hanging. Three men about to be hanged in a dusty Texas town. First man, dust storm last week ruined my crops. Second man, my wife ran off with the banker. Third man, anybody got a handkerchief? This rope looks itchy. Sheriff puts the noose on the first man. Last words? First man, "I regret nothing." Snap, "I regret everything." Snap. Third man looks at the rope, looks at the sheriff, looks at the crowd. "I regret buying a horse from a man named Liar Lee." Sheriff pauses. "Why is that?" Third man shrugs. "Because the horse was the honest one." Sheriff laughs so hard he drops the rope down, laughs. Judge laughs. Hangman sneezes. Third man says, "Can I go now?" Sheriff wipes a tear. "Nah, that was funny, but you still stole the banker's wife." Third man sighs. "She wasn't worth the rope." Snap. Old gravedigger sits on a tombstone, drinking from a flask. Young man walks up. "How long you been doing this job?" Gravedigger holds up 5 fingers. 5 years? 5 decades. Young man whistles. "Ain't that depressing?" Gravedigger takes a sip, spits. "Depressing? Son, I dig holes for dead people. They don't complain, they don't tip, but they also don't ask stupid questions." Young man shifts his weight. "So, what's the weirdest thing you've seen?" Gravedigger looks at him dead eyes. "Tuesday buried a fella, Wednesday morning he knocked on my door, asked where he put his wallet." Young man goes pale. "He came back?" Gravedigger nods. "I said, check your other pants." He said, "I'm wearing my other pants." I shut the door. He knocked again all night. Young man whispers, "What'd you do?" Gravedigger finishes his flask. "Moved to Arizona, happened again the next week. Some people just can't let go." Young man runs away. Gravedigger mutters to the tombstone, "That was a lie, but his face was worth it." Found her by the dumpster behind the saloon. Looked like a dog that forgot how to moon. Front leg shorter than the back, awkward, strange. Someone wrote "free" on her collar, no name. She laughed at me, not a bark, a cackle, like she knew a secret, like she heard the shackle. I knelt down slow, offered my hand. She sniffed it, laughed again, decided to stand. "You got a home?" No answer, just a laugh. "You want one?" She tilted her head half staff. I walked home, she followed, been that way since. The hyena and the idiot, not much sense. Hyena pet, what you laughing at? Life's a joke, boss, you're the punchline, that's fact. She sleeps on my couch, eats my good bread. Best friend I got since my ex-wife fled. I pour her a bowl, she laughs through the meal. Dark western pet story, don't know how to feel. She don't fetch, don't roll over, don't beg, just follows me around on 3 good legs. The 4th one's bad, limps in the rain. I tried to fix it, she laughed at the pain. You ain't a vet, she seemed to say. You can't fix nothing, that's your way. I sat on the porch, she sat on my feet. Warm, ugly, smelled like defeat. Strangers stare, kids throw rocks. She laughs at them too, locks are locks. They don't matter, her laugh translates. Just you and me and the crooked fates. I ain't a pet, you ain't from here.
Africa's hot, this place is weird.
But you're weirder, so I stayed. I nodded fair, she laughed unafraid. We walked through town side by side. Wrong, dark western pet story, where I belong. At night she makes sounds, not laughing, something else. Like she's dreaming of a place where she wasn't a pet, wasn't a joke, wasn't left behind. I pet her head, rough fur, warm skull. You okay? She looks at me, doesn't laugh, just once, nods, then goes back to sleep. Best conversation I've had in years. I ain't a pet, we're a sorry pair, both too ugly, both too rare. She laughs at the moon, I laugh at the floor. She licks my hand, I open the door. Come on, I say, let's go bother the night. She laughs, follows, fits just right. We walk to the edge of town. The desert opened up dark, quite big. She stopped, looked back at the lights, laughed one time, soft, almost sweet, then kept walking. I followed. That's what you do when nothing else follows back. I ain't a pet. Best mistake I ever made. The sun don't ask questions, it just burns. A man rode into town this morning, no name worth mentioning. Horse looked half dead, rider looked worse. Town called Redemption, funny name. Ain't nobody been redeemed here since the war. Stranger, you got a death wish or just bad luck? The man didn't answer, just slid a silver dollar across the bar, whiskey neat. Bartender poured, said, last fella came through here asking questions. They found him face down in the creek, bullet in his back, no horse, no boots. Stranger drank, smiled, hadn't shaved in a week. I ain't asking questions, he said, I'm delivering answers. Wind blew dust down Main Street. Church bell didn't ring, it never did on a hanging day. 3 men waited by the gallows, black hats, bad teeth, worse intentions. Sheriff stood on the boardwalk, spit tobacco, said, you sure about this, son? Stranger checked his revolver, 6 chambers, 5 bullets, he liked the odds. Sheriff, he said, I ain't your son, and I ain't sure about nothing, but them 3 boys back there, they killed my brother for a saddle and a gold tooth. He stepped off the boardwalk, dust rose around his boots, and in this town, that's a hanging offense. The crow flew east, the shadow stayed west. Some men draw to kill, some draw to die. That day, both happened before the whiskey glass hit the floor. Woke up in a jail cell, don't know why, don't care, the floor was cold. The blanket smelled like the last 3 guys who slept here, probably the next 3 too. Sheriff came by, slid a plate under the door, eggs, cold toast, soggy coffee, black perfect. You know why you're here, he asked. Because I'm good looking and you're jealous. He didn't laugh, I didn't either, but something outside the window did. I looked up, there he was, 2 legs standing on the roof of the patrol car, grinning. Jail cell breakfast, floor so cold. Coyote on the patrol car watching me get old. He said, "You ain't guilty, but that don't mean a thing. Sheriff's wife left him Tuesday, now everybody pays." I said, "Pass me a cigarette, I'll do my time. Country crazy mornings ain't no reason or rhyme." Coyote jumped down, walked to the window, pressed his nose against the glass, left a foggy circle, looked like a halo, looked like a warning. "You want out?" he asked. "Not tub-bit." "Good, 'cause I ain't picking the lock." "Then why you here?" He shrugged, looked like a man who lost a bet or won one, hard to tell. "Bored," he said. "Your town's boring, only 1 funeral a week. Back in my town, we got 3 before lunch. That's your town. That's every town, you just don't stay late enough to see it." Sheriff came back, knocked on the bars with his keys. "You got a visitor," he said. "Is it the Coyote?" "No, it's your ex-wife." I looked at the window, Coyote was gone, just a shadow on the glass waving. "Tell her I'm dead." I tried, she said again, and laughed. Jail cell breakfast, eggs gone cold. Coyote disappeared like a story untold. Ex-wife waiting outside with a smile too sweet, said, "You look terrible, have a seat." I said, "I'm in jail." "Linda, I already got a seat." Country crazy Tuesday, can't handle this heat. She sat across from me, bars between us, good safe distance. "I came to bail you out," she said. "Why?" "Because I still love you, idiot." I stared at her, she stared at me. The jailhouse clock ticked, sounded like a hammer. "You left me for a plumber," I said. "He had a job, I have a job." "You sell stolen hubcaps to teenagers, that's a job." She sighed, rubbed her eyes, her ring finger was empty. I noticed, she noticed me noticing. "Plumber's gone," she said. "Gone where?" "Plumbing." Coyote came back, stood behind Linda. She didn't see him, nobody ever does until it's too late. He whispered through the bars, "Take the bail." "Why?" "Because jail's boring and she brought pie." I looked at Linda, she pulled a tin from her purse, apple my favorite. "Fine," I said, "get me out." Sheriff opened the door, Coyote tipped his hat, disappeared into the hallway. Linda held my arm too tight, I let her. On the way out, I saw the patrol car, no Coyote on the roof, just a paw print in the dust. "You talking to yourself again?" Linda asked. "No," I said, "talking to a friend." She didn't ask more, smart woman, dumb choices, but smart. Country crazy. Free until next Tuesday. One vol 5, same vibe, new mess. Maybe lost in the desert, a broken truck, Coyote gives bad directions, or at a DMV. Det svarade, or AI genererat, kun till reference. The antenna. I won't shut up. 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 That won't shut up. Shut up. Shut up. The antenna, I won't shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut
They call it Paradise Estates. There ain't no paradise, there ain't no estates. It's a trailer park at the edge of nowhere, the kind of place where dreams come to die and lawn ornaments go missing. Tuesday night, 11 p.m. Someone stole Mabel's flamingo, the pink one, the one with the missing eye and the judgmental stare. Mabel called the sheriff. Sheriff didn't come, he was busy with a sandwich. So Mabel called me. Name's Cole, not the rabbit Cole, different Cole. This one's got a bad back and a worse attitude. I run security, that means I sit on a lawn chair and watch the dumpster. Sometimes I see raccoons, sometimes I see worse. Tonight I saw hell. Cole.
Mabel, you sure it was stolen? Maybe the wind took it.
The wind don't unlock padlocks, Cole.
You had a padlock on the flamingo?
He's valuable.
He's vintage plastic.
There's a difference. I looked at the crime scene, a patch of dirt, 2 footprints. One beer can and a single tater tot, frozen.
They also took my grill,
The community grill,
the community grill.
that thing weighs 400 pounds.
There were 2 of them, or 3, or a very strong goat.
I wrote that down. Suspect, goat, strong.
Trailer park crime scene from the bottom of hell. Missing flamingo and a grill as well. Mabel's crying and the sheriff's asleep. Somewhere a goat is laughing deep. Country crazy baby, this is the law. Broken straw.
I walked the scene like they do in them detective shows. Footprints led to the dumpster, then to the highway, then back to the dumpster, then in a circle.
The thief was confused, I said.
Mabel said, or drunk. Same thing in this town. Behind the dumpster, I found evidence. A hat, cheap green, said world's best grandma.
Grandma did it,
Mabel asked.
or someone who hates grandmas.
We stood there. The dumpster hummed somewhere a lawnmower started. It was midnight. That's Jerry. Jerry's weird. Jerry mows his dirt at midnight. Says the moon is better for grass. He doesn't have grass, he has rocks. Jerry waved. I didn't wave back. You can't show weakness in a trailer park.
Trailer park crime scene, nobody's clean. Jerry's mowing rocks and Mabel's turning mean. Find my flamingo, she said, or else. I said, or else what? She showed me her bell. Country crazy baby, this is the law. Coal and a notebook and a broken straw.
I sat in my lawn chair, thought about things. The flamingo, the grill, the tater tots. Then I saw him walking through the trailer park, 2 legs, no shoes, wearing a sombrero. The coyote.
Evening. Cole,
Evening.
you look confused.
I look like a man who lost a flamingo.
I know where it is.
I stood up, slow, my back crack sounded like a gunshot. Where?
What's it worth to